The 2024 presidential election promises to be a showdown between two deeply unpopular candidates, one plagued by questions about his age and ability, the other facing federal criminal charges. But while a record 63% of American voters polled are unhappy with the options presented by the two major parties, Democrat and Republican, it is all but certain that the next president will belong to one of them, as have all presidents since 1856. The dominance of the two-party system may seem strange. The U.S. Constitution says nothing about political parties, and George Washington, himself the first and only president elected without representing a political party, warned against them in his farewell address. But even before Washington left office, two factions had formed within his own administration that would become the country's first political parties. Since then, parties have sometimes split or dissolved, with new ones forming to replace them. But such upheavals usually settle into a new two-party system. The main reason for this pattern is that the U.S. electoral system relies mostly on winner-take-all voting, where voters may only select one option, and the single candidate with the most votes wins the election. While this system has the benefit of simplicity, it encourages different factions and interests to cluster together into one party to have any chance of defeating their opponents, who, of course, will do the same. By contrast, countries with multi-party elections often have proportional representation in which each party receives a portion of parliamentary seats matching their share of the vote. Other systems include ranked choice or multiple round voting, which allow voters to express more particular preferences, knowing they'll be able to shift their votes to a more viable candidate if needed. However, even multi-party elections often result in a liberal or left-wing coalition versus a conservative or center-right one. In some ways, the two-party system simply reflects the nature of the political spectrum. So far, no third-party candidate in the U.S. has become president. Often, third-party candidates are accused of acting as spoilers by diverting potential votes from the major party candidate seen as ideologically closer to their position. Still, as voters feel increasingly dissatisfied with their options, the 2024 election cycle has seen renewed calls for electoral reform and support for third-party candidates like Cornel West and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. With the 2024 election predicted to be a close one, third parties may yet have an impact, though perhaps not in the way their voters might hope.